Hi everyone! Welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Michelle and today for science we are going to be exploring Arctic animals and how they stay warm. So before we get started and do our science activity, I thought it would be super fun to read a book together just to kind of learn a little bit about Arctic animals and what exactly is the Arctic. So let's go ahead and read a book together and then I will get into all the supplies that you'll need for the activity with me today. So I have this book called In Arctic Waters, and it is written by Laura Crawford and illustrated by Ben Hodson. So Arctic animals are animals that live in the Arctic, which is the South Pole. It's a super, super cold place, like below freezing. There's lots of ice on the land masses, and the waters are so chilly. So let's read our book together, and we can get kind of acquainted with some Arctic animals that may live at the South Pole. This is the ice that floats in the Arctic waters. This is the fish, small and quick, that circles the ice that floats in Arctic waters. This is the beluga, blubbery, thick, that chases the fish, small and quick, that circles the ice that floats in Arctic waters. This is the narwhal, big and strong, that swims with the beluga, blubbery thick, that chases the fish, small and quick, that circles the ice that floats in Arctic waters. This is the seal bouncing along, that teases the narwhal, big and strong, that swims with the beluga, blubbery thick, that chases the fish, small and quick, that circles the ice that floats in Arctic waters. This is the walrus, ready to play, that splashes the seal, bouncing along, that teases the narwhal, big and strong, that swims with the beluga, blubbery thick, that chases the fish, small and quick, that circles the ice that floats in Arctic waters. This is the polar bear, furry white, that swats at the walrus, ready to fight, that splashes the seal, bouncing along, that teases the narwhal, big and strong, that swims with the beluga, blubbery thick, that chases the fish, small and quick, that circles the ice that floats in Arctic waters. This is the man that hunts the animals that live on the ice that floats in the Arctic water. Crunch, creak, crack. Oh no! The polar bear stopped. The walrus hopped. The seal scurried. The narwhal hurried. The beluga splashed, the fish dashed toward a new piece of ice that floats in the Arctic waters. The end. That is it. So back here we have some information about the characters and the setting in the book. Arctic waters. They are at the top part of the globe or on a map. To see where the Arctic Circle is located, it's north of the 65 line of latitude. Everything north is referred to as the Arctic. So it's way up here on the globe. And let's see. The Inuit are natives who live in Canada's coastal Arctic, and that is the character that we saw in our book. Let's see, there's polar bears, they're mammals and carnivores, walruses, seals, narwhal, and beluga whales. Those were all the characters in our book. So there's lots of characters in life that live in Arctic waters, even though it's so freezing. So I wanted to pose a question for our science activity. Why or how do Arctic animals stay warm? Like if I were to go to the Arctic just as I am right now, I would probably freeze to death. It would be so cold. I couldn't handle it. But these animals are super special because just like it mentioned in our book, the beluga is blubbery thick, right? These animals have a layer of fat called blubber that helps them keep warm in the really cold waters. So that is what we're going to be recreating today in our science experiment. And this is what we'll need to recreate the blubber for Arctic animals. We're going to need a big bowl of water, some masking tape or some painter's tape, lots of ice, 2 Ziploc baggies, and I have quart-sized. And then you will also need some shortening, vegetable shortening, or Crisco. So definitely ask mom and dad for help. Or ask them if it's okay to use this ingredient because this is usually like a cooking ingredient. You might need help finding it in your kitchen. And it's kind of tricky to use it during this experiment. I myself am going to need help from my mom today. She's going to assist me with this little experiment. And I am going to be using 2 Crisco sticks, but that's only because I have large hands. So if you are smaller than me or younger than me, you might be able to get away with just using 1 stick of Crisco. But today I have 2 so that I can totally cover my hand. So the first thing we need to do is pour our ice into our water. And I put my big bowl of water in the freezer to get it extra cold. So let's pour our ice in. So we're going to recreate the Arctic waters. Ooh, that's really cold. Go ahead and feel your water with your finger once you have your ice in. Feel how chilly it is. I don't even want to stick my whole hand in there. It's so cold. Whoa! Super chilly. Okay, so this isn't even as cold as the water in the Arctic that these animals are living in, but it's the best that we can do here at home. So we have our really freezing cold water, and we're going to get our baggies ready, and we're going to get our Crisco sticks ready. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Crisco. And the reason that we're using this shortening today is because this is super high in fat. It has more fats than butter, margarine. I think it even has more fat than lard. But that is the key ingredient because blubber that animals have is made up totally of fat. So this is pretty much the closest thing you can buy. Other than maybe lard, but I didn't want to use lard because this one is made of vegetables. Can you believe that? This is made of vegetables and oils. This has so much fat in it that it's going to kind of act like an insulator. It's going to trap heat inside and it's going to protect from the cold because the fat helps insulate. So I'm getting my Crisco sticks ready. I'm just unwrapping them so it's a little easier to put on. And you can take this time to kind of feel the shortening, and maybe you want to squish it a little bit. It feels super greasy. It's very squishy, as we are about to find out. It's super squishy. And let me just put you guys down a little tiny bit. So I have my shortening sticks ready. I have my baggies ready. And I have my tape ready. So let's grab our first bag, bag number 1, and we're going to put one of our hands inside of the bag. Next, and I'm going to ball my fist up like this because when I stretch my hand out, it's just a little too big for the bag. So I'm balling up my fist to make it smaller so it fits inside. And now I am going to kind of smear my vegetable shortening onto my baggie, and it's going to be really weird and it might be a little gross, but you just press down, press the shortening all over your bag and form it around your hand. Oh no, mine's falling. Okay. This is crazy. This is so silly, but I promise it's going to work. So just try and work with your shortening. Oh, mine came off. Thanks, Mom. Try and work with your shortening and just kind of mold it around your hand as best you can, and definitely ask an adult for help. Woo, because we're getting really messy in here. So once you have it mostly formed around your hand, you can quickly slide your second baggie onto your hand over the shortening. Thanks. So this is the part, whoa, this is the part that my mom is going to help with. Okay. Oh no, I keep losing it. That's okay. We're about to stick it all in the baggie. Ready? Okay. How about I flatten it?
You can get a bigger bag.
No, it's okay. There we go.
Why is this one so hard?
I have my fist balled up this time.
Oh.
To fit. There we go.
I don't think the tape is going to stick it all.
Ooh, it's so greasy. Thank you, Mom.
You need that
I'll
more?
get it. Yeah, my hand is already super greasy. Okay, so once you have slid your bag over your shortening, just kind of, I'm going to add just a little bit more in there because like I said, I have big hands. They're going to require a little bit more shortening. And I'm going to mold it around my hand. And it's a lot easier to do with the bag on. And we're just going to create a little mold around our hands. And like I said, please ask an adult for help because this gets so messy and yucky and greasy. I mean, it's really fun to play in, but you're probably going to make a big, big mess. And you might need a little bit of help with this next part. So now you're going to want to try to tape your baggie tight around your wrist so that no water can get inside. And my mom is helping me with this part too because I have really greasy hands. It's okay if you get it on my skin too. Science is all about getting messy. That's good. And then we're going to wrap one more piece around just to make sure it's nice and tight so no water can get inside. There we go. Okay. That is good enough for me. It doesn't have to be perfect, friends. We just want it to kind of stay together when we dunk our hand in, and that might be kind of hard because we have grease everywhere from the shortening. That's okay. Just try not to get too crazy when you dip your hand in your bowl of water. Ooh, there is so much vegetable shortening all over my table right now. That's okay. We can make messes and clean them up. So this is what I have right now. I have my hand inside of a bag. I have the vegetable shortening wrapped around the bag, and then I have all of that stuck inside one more bag on the outside, and I taped it up, or tried to, at the top here. So now we're going to stick our hand that has our blubber on it in our icy cold water and see what happens. Do you think it's going to stay the same? Do you think you'll be able to feel the coldness of the water or not? Let's see. Wow, friends, I don't feel anything. I don't feel my hand getting wet. I don't feel any coldness. It just feels like kind of like nothing. Like there's a little bit of suction because my hand is underwater, but I don't feel any cold from the water. So I'm going to stick my hand that doesn't have any shortening on it in the water. Wow. So the difference between my bare hand and the hand with blubber on it is that this hand is so cold. I can feel how freezing cold the water is, but this hand is just, I can't feel anything at all. I could keep my hand in here for a really long time because the fats from the shortening are insulating my warm hand and keeping it safe from the cold water. So let's see how long I can keep my bare hand in. Ooh, not very long. That was so cold. Wow. So I'm going to take it out. And it feels super cold on the outside, but I couldn't feel anything on the inside. What a cool sensation. I hope you guys are doing this at home and you can feel how cool it is to stick your hand in cold water and it not get cold. Thanks, Mom. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe my hand off with some paper towels. And I'm going to pull my hand out of the baggie. And that's it, friends. Woo! Oh my goodness, I have made such a mess during the science experiment, but that's okay. It's okay to get messy and make mistakes as long as you're learning and as long as you clean up after yourself too. So what I like to do to clean up vegetable shortening, first, get all the clumps that you can, and definitely ask Mom and Dad for help because it's okay if you can't clean it all up by yourself. Vegetable shortening is super greasy and hard to clean. So I have my bag of blubber here, and I'm going to kind of use it as a trash bag. And I have my paper towels. I'm just going to try and get as much of the shortening picked up as I can before I wash my tray. So I also have some baby wipes. Those might help a little bit as well. And I'm just getting all the clumps that I can see, making sure there's no big pieces because we do not want this shortening to go down the drain if we can help it. We don't want these clumps and these big pieces to go down our sink. It'll clog it. Okay, one more wipe and then I think it'll be good. So get most of the shortening up off of like whatever tray or plastic cover you are using. Or if it's your table, wipe your table down really good. And then just toss your blubber bag in the trash. Boop. And if you're using a tray like mine, you can wash this with warm and soapy water, and the soap should break down the oils and the fats just fine. And I even have some shortening left over on this bowl. I'm gonna have to wash that with warm soapy water as well, and then I'll be all done and cleaned up for my experiment. So friends, I hope you had lots of fun getting messy and learning about Arctic animals with me. Here is the book that we read, just for another reference if you want to try and find it online, maybe a YouTube reading of it. Or you can maybe find it at your local library. This is a really fun book, and it's super educational too if you wanted to read the information in the back. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys have fun. We have so much cool stuff planned for the rest of our Zoo Animals week, and I will see you guys next time at Get Your Play Online. Bye!